WJZ, New York. It's 10 p.m. by the shockproof Benrus watch, spelled B-E-N-R-U-S, Benrus.
In conjunction with Australian Day, now being celebrated at the New York World's Fair, the National Broadcasting Company offers as a presentation of the Blue Network a program of unusual interest originating in Sydney, Australia. The first voice you hear will be that of the Right Honorable Robert Gordon Menzies, Prime Minister of Australia. His address will be followed by a dramatic presentation of the novel aspects of Australian life and a resume of Australia's industrial history. We invite you to accompany us to Sydney, Australia, for a personal greeting from the Right Honorable Robert Gordon Menzies.
Hello, America. This is the Australian Broadcasting Commission. On behalf of the Australian nation, your cousin across the Pacific, sending greetings to the New York World Fair. First of all, we have the honor and pleasure to introduce to you the Prime Minister of Australia, the Right Honorable R.G. Menzies.
Good evening, America. As Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Australia, I send greetings to you from your friends and neighbors across the Pacific. Today is Australia Day at the New York World Fair. No doubt many of you have visited the fair, and if you have, I hope that among the great and impressive number of national exhibits, you managed to find time to look at the one arranged by the Commonwealth of Australia. I say this because our exhibit at New York has far more than a commercial significance. It is, in fact, intended as a graphic message of goodwill from one English-speaking country to another. We are, in point of numbers, a relatively small nation, while you are a great and powerful one. But I know that you will not dismiss us too lightly on that account, because I know that you will fully appreciate the significant fact that we are a growing country, that in our first 150 years of white settlement, we have made an advance which more than compares with the advance which you made in the same time, and that in the future we may well find ourselves with a power and significance far greater than can be estimated today. It is true that we Australians do not know enough about you, and that you, in America, do not know enough about us. But I know through my contact with Americans in America and in Australia that whenever we meet, there is an instinctive bond between us. We are both strongly democratic. We both hate formality and distrust pomposity. We both put a high premium on the free growth of the character and powers of the individual. We both have a fresh and optimistic outlook upon life and its possibilities. In short, we speak to each other in language and with ideas that the other fellow can at once understand. We both stand for peace. If I may say so, we are bound to be friends. In being friends, we make a real contribution to the world, because what this world wants more than anything else today is a refreshing draught of friendship instead of those bitter draughts of envy and hatred and malice which are all too common. It is easy to create enmity between world powers. In the present heated and suspicious atmosphere, any incident, any speech, any writing which may serve to stir up trouble is eagerly seized upon and distorted. The people of any nation are perhaps not unnaturally easily stirred to resentment by false appeals to their pride and their prestige. In such a world, the voice of friendship, which is the only true antidote to the voice of hatred, must be raised and must be heard. Friendship, as you will agree, is a plant which must be cultivated. It must be watered by the streams of understanding and contact if it is to grow and be strong. It is in this spirit that we approach our relationships with the United States of America. It is in this spirit that we are participating in your great exhibition at New York and in the exhibition at San Francisco. It is in this spirit that we are doing everything in our power to improve our trade relationships with you and to render more intimate and complete our diplomatic contacts with you. This does not mean that there is any weakening of our ties with our mother country of Great Britain or with our great sister dominions in the British Commonwealth of Nations. We are proud of those ties, and our ambition will always be to strengthen them. But at the same time, we British people of Australia can never fail to appreciate that there is a special link between ourselves and America. A technical lawyer might describe you as a foreign power. I hope you will understand what I mean when I say that in substance, we never regarded you as foreigners, but as friends and as brothers who speak the same tongue, who sing the same songs, who laugh at the same things, who weep at the same things, and who share to the full a world of ideas and of ideals which could not be readily understood by those who were strangers to our history and our speech. On behalf of all the people of Australia, whose Prime Minister I am, I greet you and I salute you.
Australia Felix, that vast, once unknown continent of the South, for which European navigators searched through long centuries. 150 years ago, when George Washington was elected first president of the United States of America, Australia was peopled by small tribes of wandering aborigines, last relics of the Stone Age. Even today, in the far north and west, the natives still roam in an almost primitive state, holding at certain seasons their wild ceremonial dances or corroborees. Today, however, Australia is a center of civilization, with the greatest cities, flocks, herds, and manufactories of the Southern Hemisphere, with a population of 7 million, 90% of which is of British stock. 150 years ago, Sydney Harbour, one of the greatest harbours in the world, had never been entered by white man. It was in the year 1788 that Captain Philip and his 11 ships of settlers sailed into the silent and lonely waters of what is now one of the world's busiest and most prosperous seaports. With Captain Philip came a small detachment of troops and about 800 settlers of both sexes. Where now are huge wharves and towering warehouses, the early colonists landed on virgin soil. And the longboat is large, Captain Philip. Proceed as ordered, Lieutenant King. Have the boats cleared away from the other ship? They're being cleared away now, sir. Good. We'll make a landing to the east of the stream there. At least we shall be assured of a plentiful supply of fresh water, if of nothing else.